Good afternoon, everybody. Hello and welcome back. Gryfflet and I are back. We've been having a good time off for the holidays. I've been pretty busy actually, but I was off in Arizona for a week, which to my New Hampshire frame of mind here is a strange place to be in December, I have to tell you. But we're back. Looking forward to getting back into things, but we interrupt this trip through the epic quest line for something kind of fun. That's why Gryfflet is here standing on a rock, and if you don't know where he is from his background, which is a little bit deceptive, looks like he could be in the Shire or something. No, he's in the middle of Bree, in fact. But the reason he's standing on a rock in the middle of Bree is that he got some pretty exciting news this morning. So let me back up and contextualize. I mentioned this a while back. So I remember I've been telling you about the new Lord of the Rings class that I was planning to be starting, exploring the Lord of the Rings, where I'm going to go through and talk about the books chapter by chapter, taking as long as I like. We had the first class on Tuesday, which was a real lot of fun. I had a great time. I am so looking forward to going through the Lord of the Rings without rushing, sitting and taking as much time looking at the details as I like to, without any kind of external pressure from semester schedules or anything like that to kind of hound me through and push me along. So it was awesome. We spent about an hour and a half talking about what we can learn about the Shire and hobbits and Shire customs from the party scene and several other things there in Chapter 1. In the second class, we're still going to be in Chapter 1, and we're going to talk about the second class is going to be called The Continuing Adventures of Bilbo Baggins, as we're going to be looking at Bilbo and his story arc as we get it there in that first chapter. But then we're still not going to finish Chapter 1, because the third class is going to also be on Chapter 1, and in the third class, that's when I'm going to focus exclusively on the conversation between Gandalf and Bilbo when Bilbo is giving up the ring, because it's a really important scene. So I want to look at that scene pretty much straight through, pretty much line by line. So that'll be what the third week of the class will be on. So it's going to take a while to get through the Lord of the Rings at this rate, but that's okay. I'm not in a hurry. I'm still young, so it's fine. Anyway, it should be good. So anyway, the first class was really fun. We did our field trip afterwards to Hobbiton and the party tree, which was cool. Apart from the fact that I had some technical issues, but anyway, I'm kind of working on those. Some of that actually I kind of fear is I was talking to some of the Standing Stone, I almost said Turbine developers, and they actually it's a compatibility with Sierra, the new Mac operating system. There's a compatibility issue, which is why I'm crashing, I think. But anyway, Hologrow asks, will this class on the Lord of the Rings take longer than it took Tolkien to write it? Nah, probably not. I mean, not if you count from when he started to when it got published, right? Because he started writing it in like December of 1937, and it got published in 1954. So I've got 17 years, and I'm pretty confident that I can get through the Lord of the Rings in less than 17 years. So anyway, the first class was super fun, and one of the coolest things about it, which I have to admit kind of took me by surprise a little bit, was we had a lot of people come. There were 400 people who showed up live to that class. There were, I don't even know how many in game. There were dozens of people in game. But on the Signum Twitch channel, which is where we were broadcasting Tuesday nights, it will be Tuesday nights, 9:30 p.m., twitch.tv/SignumU, we had 350 viewers, and then we had a Discord channel open for audio for the people in game, and we had 89 people in that. I know there were some crossover, some people who were in both places, but we had like 400 people. It was a kind of amazing, and it was really, really fun. Well, yet Maven, over 100 is dozens. It's several dozens, right? Do you think we had a gross? I'm not sure we had a gross. I think we had fewer than a gross. But anyway, it was fun. It was really great. So I hope that you guys will be able to join me, and that we'll be able to we'll be able to continue grow moving forward. By the way, I'm going to be on. We're going to be broadcasting, of course, on Twitch as always, but I'm also going to be switching servers. So I'm going to be on Crick Hollow this coming week. So if you're watching, if you're on Crick Hollow, feel free to please come and join me. But anyway, the really cool thing that happened this morning is I had been talking again with the Standing Stone folks, and I'd made a request because I wanted a place to be able to meet, and a place that would be pretty easy for people to find to have the class. I wanted a lecture hall, and they agreed that they would make a lecture hall for me. It's open to the public; anybody can use it. But they made it for my Lord of the Rings class, and it just dropped today. So they had told me that they had made it right before Christmas, and they're like, it'll come in the next hotfix or update. And this morning, of course, as you probably know, they did a hotfix, and so it's out. So I of course, Gryfflet really needs to carry on. He's in the middle of this whole Mazog thing, right? But I mean, the lore hall is open, the new Scholars Hall. So that's totally where we're going first. So here we are in Bree. And this also, of course, serves as directions if you want to find out where to go on whichever server we happen to be in. So, of course, that's the West Gate right there, and the little outdoor crafting area. So we're just gonna go straight up this way, up the Scholars Stairs, which, of course, is right where you would think you should go, right, to do some in-depth study of the Lord of the Rings. So off we go, and here we are up the Scholar Stair. Of course, on Tuesday night, since the Scholars Hall wasn't open yet, we just met here in the courtyard, which I fear was very obnoxious to the cat lady, and I hope that she forgives us, especially as we are now going to be neighbors. So there's the old cosmetic door, and here's the new door. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I've never seen this before, by the way. So this dropped this morning while I was doing another broadcast. So just to let you know, I'm not acting. I've never seen this place before, but I've been looking forward to it for a couple months now. All right, here we are. Ooh, okay. So they matched the interior here looks like a Bree interior, right? Good. Oh, we got a nice fireplace, right? We gather by the fireplace in here. This is a nice little... Oh, this is just the entrance lobby, right? Oh, I see there's a bigger room in through there. Okay, so we have like a sitting area, right? So like just in case, for instance, I don't know, like if class starts late, not that it would, Pine Leaf, right? I mean, because Pine Leaf can testify that like punctuality is my middle name. But anyway, like if something really unexpected, unusual, and dire happens, like, you know, you could hang out here by the fire, look at the really charming... pictures of Mirkwood. I guess that looks like Mirkwood, right? And Forkel, right? Is it the bay? I think it's Forkel. Right, okay. Oh, and we've got the Bree banners, right, with the boar on. Okay. Oh, and there's the Weathertop picture. Okay. Oh no, this is nice. This is lovely. And then we can't go through the doors, right? The doors are cosmetic. Okay. Right, and then we go through into the main hall, up on the balcony view. Oh, that's very nice. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's very sort of Minas Tirith down here, like with the black stone and everything. Oh, cool. And look at all the banners. Oh boy. Oh, the banners. Oh, it's the Old Forest, is it? Okay, yeah, quite possibly. I don't know, the trees looked a little too blasted for the Old Forest. They looked like they had a kind of blight, such as like I only associate with Mirkwood. But anyway, okay, so we've got what looks like a Rohirrim banner. Actually, it kind of looks like Rohan meets the Prancing Pony, doesn't it? Okay, so wow. Okay, I got it. All right, and there we've got the stars. And I remember this banner. This banner we've seen in Eregion a bunch of times. And the swan banner, right? Good. Oh yeah, I love the little lecterns sitting around. It's a nice touch. A little. Hey, Bubble Bella, good to see you. I've been seeing you on Twitch a lot lately, Bubble Bella. It's good to see you here in game, or not Twitch, Twitter. I mean, is what I meant to say. Oh, and a map chamber over here. That's so cool. What do we have? Buried Lewin. What's that one up there? I missed it. Oh, it's Even Dip. Right. Of course, I should have noticed from the big blue blob in the middle. Okay, right. And there's the bigger map of Eriador in the middle. Oh, I love the map wall over here. Oh, we've got all of them. Look at that. Oh, that's so nice. That's really great. Could these actually be used for... They could be used, like, for visual aids. Oh, cool. Okay, so it's all the Eriador maps anyway. And is this a Regian down here? This is, right? Yeah. There's a Regian. Okay. Awesome. Nice big scroll shelves over here. Very cool. Okay, how do I... Where's... I missed the... the stairs are over here. Okay. Like, do I have to jump? It'd be ironic if I had to break my ankle. Okay. All right. Oh, nice bookshelves with a ladder down here. Woohoo! All right. Stewie Finorian, librarian. It looks like you're the Mythgard librarian there. And Lily Kate. Excellent. Student of the past. Very good. Nice. See, people are lounging in various postures of readiness. There's Felagor was taking a little nap, right? Oh, this is wonderful. What map is behind the... Oh, it's the whole Middle Earth map. Nice. Nice. So I guess... Woohoo! Yeah, so Narnian could just stand down here. Narnian or Wigand could just stand down here. But of course, if Gryfflet is talking, he'd probably have to jump up here and talk from up here, so that he could be seen. Oh man, that is awesome. Let's look up. Okay, yeah. See, those are... I've not spent enough time in Gondor to know. I mean, I've only glimpsed Gondor in places, but these look like Gondorian. Are they Gondorian lamps? Is this the kind of thing you see? You see in Gondor. It's the general impression I've gotten. Again, I haven't been able to study it much very closely, but cool, awesome. Yeah, there's a... Oh, right, yeah, there's a lectern off to the side, right? You're right, of course. Yeah, Nitesh, this is totally where I should stand, right? But again, Gryfflet can't stand here because he is far shorter than the podium, right? So that obviously doesn't work. See, Lilliput, they just don't build lecterns for hobbits, right? They just obviously don't have lecturing hobbits in mind. For some reason, right? That doesn't seem to bother Lilliput right there. That's fine. I totally agree with your sentiment in general. But, oh, yeah, that is so cool. I love the windows in the background, right? The banner of Rohan and Gondor. So cool. So cool. And I'm looking at the other pictures and banners that we get. See, again, these have to be... Now, what's this one? 3 mountains with the bird and 3 stars up above. I don't think I've seen that before. Well, again, I'm sure that this I'm sure that many of these are taken from other places that I just haven't seen before. I know many of these are familiar, but not all of them are because, of course, I haven't gotten far enough. This obviously is of the same style as the rearing white horse one, so I assume that this is a Rohirric banner. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, Deathman, of course you're right. Deathman? You're not actually Deathman, are you? Like the man of death? Deathman, no, you're right, of course. Erebor. Yeah, it would be. I think I was thrown off by the fact that that mountain doesn't look as lonely as I would have expected it to be, right? This looks like a mountain that has company, so I didn't associate it with Erebor. But of course, with the raven, the mountain and the raven, that certainly does suggest Erebor. Yeah. Erocheb, I wonder if that is Haleth. I mean, there are very few warrior women, right, to choose among. So the fact that this is clearly a woman with spear and shield, it's not unknown, but it's not super common. So maybe. So wait, that one, Felaglor is telling me that it's in Eomer's house in Edoras. Yeah, the red-headed tapestry. Yeah, this one. Okay. That's interesting. See, haven't been inside Edoras yet. All I did was peck at the door in the form of a chicken. That's the only time I've ever been to Edoras. Wow, cool. And then these over here. Ooh, wow, that's a little ominous. So this must be a captured banner of Rudauer, right? And wow, with the high resolution, and at least this banner is looking really spiffy, you can see the shadowy blood underneath it very clearly, right? Yeah, with the trees and the iron crown kind of deal going on there. Yeah, at the Rudaran crown. We'll say we seized that in a raid. To be perfectly fair, we have seized many Rudaran banners in raids before, so that only seems to fit. So yeah, the horse tapestry upstairs is one of the horses on either side of the red-headed tapestry in Eomer's house. So Lillicate is wondering, did the Rohirrim have ginger hair? Well, I mean, they're the Rohirrim, sort of racially speaking, are the most Nordic of all the people of the human races in the Lord of the Rings. So, sometimes people make the mistake of sort of imagining that all of Tolkien's races are very, very white, like it sort of, and I mean, it's a criticism that's sometimes made of Tolkien, right? That he's just like, it's like, the white man's fantasy. And I think that's completely, not only unfair, but it's inaccurate. The only set of people which really are like, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Nordic folks are the Rohirrim. They do come from the north, but like the people of Gondor are. I mean, he says in his letters that Minas Tirith is about the latitude of like Florence. It's like Italian, Mediterranean, right? So that whole area. I mean, most of the Gondorians. Because of course Gondor was a mixed kingdom, some of the direct Númenórean stock that either came over from either they were of the faithful who came over because the faithful of Númenor had a large base in Pelargir, of course, just down the river to the south, anyway, so there were the Númenóreans, and they and then of course obviously the people that came with Isildur and Anarion, but they were just the last. Again, that's another mistake that sometimes people make, right? As they're thinking, oh well, how did an entire kingdom come from like the what, there were 9 ships that came over, and there were 5 of them, 5 of them were Isildur and Anarion's ships. Anyway, it's like 5 shiploads worth of people isn't much of a kingdom, right? But of course, there were already a bunch of Númenóreans there, and there were a bunch of people who were not Númenóreans, who were natives there and who were joined with the Númenóreans. Anyway, I think that's why I think it is both interesting and actually even defensible from a purely book standpoint. That if you go to, I mean, you'll see Narnian, my new lore master, who Narnian, Narnion is his name, which in Sindarin basically means the story guy. And it's a loose translation, but that's pretty much what it means. And so anyway, Narnian is a man of Gondor, and he's like a brown-skinned chap. You know, that's how they do it in Lotro. And again, it's very defensible. I mean, the natives of that region are essentially Mediterranean. And so, you know, they would not be, you know, a kind of a, you know, the bleached Nordic look. But the Rohirrim, they're the bleached Nordic look, right? Absolutely. So would there be, yes, I think there would be, to get back, Lillykate, eventually to your question, would there be redheads among them? Yeah, I would think so. I mean, redheads are not unusual among, you know, as like a variant among predominantly blonde races, but I wouldn't think it would be super common among them. Hologro, no, it doesn't have anything to do with Narnia, with the Chronicles of Narnia, Narnian's name. I have to admit that it's a pure coincidence, which I enjoy. I consider the coincidence a perk, but it's a complete coincidence. It's Sindarin. On some servers, Narnian is using the Quenya version of his name, which is Nyarion, Nyarion, which sounds a little bit less C.S. Lewisy than Narnion, which is the Sindarin version. Both of them mean essentially the same thing. Yeah, cool. So, all right. Well, this is absolutely stupendous. This is great. And one of the things I love about this is that there's lots and lots of standing room. Of course, like, you know, those of you who want to get the couches will have to show up early, I think, to classes on Tuesday night. But there's lots of room here. And then, of course, there's the antechambers and there's the balcony up top, right? I can see people up there. I'll have to keep kind of looking around to see everybody. Got the balconies over there. Is Belvabella still over there, right? Oh, yeah. This is so cool. I love it. I love it. Yeah, the only thing I was told about it by Chris Pearson, who designed it, and thanks so much if you're happen to be watching or seeing this portion of the stream, Chris. Thanks so much, and thanks to all the people at Standing Stone for their help and support of the Lord of the Rings class. The only thing he mentioned was that he was going to make it like an Arnorian ruin, you know, which is sort of accessed from this door there in Bree. And I love that. I love how that outer chamber when you first come in looks like a Bree house, right? But then it kind of leads into this obviously much more ancient structure. But I love the bookcases and the scrolls and everything. Yeah. So, and Lillykate, yeah, that's I know Lillykate was talking about using this place as a concert hall as well. This would be a brilliant concert hall. So yeah, I think it's I look forward to seeing concerts here in the Scholars Hall. Scholars don't mind sharing with musicians. It's totally cool. So fun. Oh, this is so great. And what is this plant? Right? I mean, there's potted plants on either side. And it's an interesting sort of potted plant, right? I mean, it's a... I don't even know. Is it bluebells? Is it an herb? It's got to be a non-random choice, right? I'm trying to figure out, like, in the language of flowers, what does it mean? No, but I mean, I it's an interesting choice. Why these flowers? There's got to be a reason. I can't believe there isn't a reason. But, yeah, Nitesh thinks it's something from the Gardens of Ithilien, possibly. Lillykate thinks it's a foxglove. Maybe? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I have no idea. Something from Ithilien would be cool. That, of course, would be recent. Ooh. Even the chairs are from all over the place, right? Look at these chairs. These have to be Rohirric chairs, don't they? Aren't these Rohirric chairs? I'm going to look for these chairs in Rohan when I get there. Whereas this is obviously like, see, that's Eregian upholstery right there, right? This tree with the stars. You can see that can be found in ruins in Eregian, right? And we got some more Rohirric chairs over here. Yeah. And this whole table, is this Rohirric as well? It's a Gondorian housing item. Okay, the tall ones are Gondorian. These ones? Yeah. See, well, that confirms my theory about this design in Eregian when we saw it, right? Again, I've not been to Gondor, but I've been in Eregian, and it was when we were looking at this when we were doing the Oscaruth, the Osdunhoth, sorry, the Osdunhoth raids. And I was looking at these on doorways and in various places in the ruins. And there was lots of evidence in the ruins there at Osdunhoth that there had been, yes, I think I'm remembering correctly. Or maybe I'm thinking of Eregian, because I know Osdunhoth is not in Eregian. I'm not losing my mind. Wasn't it also, because I know we had there was the statues of Gilgalad there at Osdunhoth, and I'm pretty sure that we saw this there too. The potted plant is one of 3 housing items you get from the Belfalos housing quests. Okay, so it's from Belfalos. Well, that's nice. That's lovely to be getting an entire one of the potted plants from the Belfalos houses. I mean, man, that's really nice. Yeah. So Natasha's saying Osdunhoth is a combination of Arnorian and Elvish influences. Yeah. Well, I mean, and as I recall, there are statues there. No, I see here. I'm thinking I might be getting confused. Remember the place where we saw the statues of what looked like it? We were guessing was probably Gilgalad and Círdan and maybe Elendil. No, Osdunhoth is where we were looking at the weird bearded guy statues, wasn't it? I think that was. Yeah. But yeah, see, Natasha, I was thinking it was looking more Gondorian than Arnorian. That's what I was saying, that it confirmed my theory, because it looked like it was a nod, not to the Arnorian architecture that like we see around Bree and up here in the north, but really down, similar but something different, which I was suspecting to be Gondorian. Yeah, and we were attributing some of that to Círdan. That's exactly what I recall. Yeah, Matthias, I can't remember whether it's when Gryfflet was looking at the forges at the end of book 1, or whether it was when we were in Osdunhoth. They're kind of running together because I was doing them at the same time. That was right around in the same era, on different days of the week. So I think I'm getting those confused a little bit. But anyway, the point is, it's really cool. Now, what are these? Is this this is another little bench. Oh, it's a book bench. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's really cool. I want one. I want a bench with bookcases on either side like that. This needs to happen. Yeah. Oh, look, it's even got the Gondorian tree. Kind of done differently, though, in the upholstery in the back there. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I want... Oh, and there's a bar. Oh, that's nice. Look, there's like a wet bar over here for the... Well, that seems good. Okay, got a pair of those, right? Nice to know that our classroom has a wet bar. I think that's nice. It's very hospitable. There's always an open bar at the Scholars Hall. Yeah, cool, awesome. Well, this is very cool. Where's the map of the Shire? Ivy Blossom was pointing. Is it over? Oh, it's upstairs probably amongst the other maps, I'm guessing. Okay, right, yeah, because this one is the map of all of Middle Earth, yeah. Yeah, you get the whole thing here. Look at that. Hang on. Mordor maps. Huh? I haven't looked at these. There's Cair Andros, yeah. Minas Tirith. Okay, none of my quests are showing up on this map. I don't... let's see. Mordor. Ah. There we go. I've never seen this map before. Okay, right. So there's North Ithilien and Gondor. So we're going to get separate maps for each of these. Dagorlad and the Morannon and Udun. Minas Morgul. The Ethel Duath. Plateau of Gorgoroth. Mount Doom looking awesome there in the middle. Barad-dûr. Okay, we don't see it actually represented on the map, just marked. Sea of Nurnen, Lithlad, Nurn, Ered Glamhoth. Yeah, cool. I'm glad they included the word Glamhoth. That's an old word. That's a Book of Lost Tales word right there. The Glamhoth was what the elves originally called the orc hordes generically. Like they were called the Glamhoth. Tolkien didn't use that word nearly as much, but that's the root is the same one as Glamdring, the name of Gandalf's sword, which you may remember gets Englished in The Hobbit as foe hammer, right? So glam is the foe part of that. So like the Glamhoth means like the horde of enemies, basically. So the Ered Glamhoth, that's really interesting. And Lithlad. I'm really hoping we can quest down here. In fact, again, see, it all depends on the timing. Right? And this is still really the interesting question about how they're going to do Mordor, is how they're going to do the timing, because it would be awesome to get into Mordor prior to the fall of Sauron, right? I would love to come down to the Sea of Nurnen, because this is where the slave-worked fields are down here, right? By the Sea of Nurnen. So, I assume that's what this is. This is probably agricultural land, right? Where the armies are supported so wouldn't it be cool to come and lead slave insurrections and stuff like that down by the Sea of Nurnen? I would love that. But at least maybe we can come down and liberate the slaves. Lead the emancipations of the slaves of Mordor. Because probably I assume that Aragorn is going to be doing a bunch of delegating, right, when Mordor is taken down. He's got a lot of stuff to do. The Black Gate falls and the narrative in the Lord of the Rings moves away from it. But man, Aragorn still has a job of work in front of him, right, after the Black Gates open and the Dark Tower falls. So at the very least, he could delegate some of this stuff to us, and that would be cool. But we'll see. And Nitesh, I also assume it's going to be coloring in when it's open, just like Ithilien and Gondor. Though I have to admit, it is kind of nice. Right? It's kind of stark with the nice lush green over here, and the not black and white, but the colorlessness of Mordor over there. It's pretty cool. I like it. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the map now because I just noticed the map that was on the wall had this, and I had never noticed this around Mordor before. Like Mordor on the map looked clickable, right? And I'd never looked at the clickable Mordor map before. So awesome, cool. All right, well, I suppose Gryfflet should. Sepia Mordor is creepy Mordor. I agree with you, Druid. Cool. Yeah. Well. So. All right. Well. So Gryfflet should probably get back to work. I look forward to coming back for the. I look forward to coming back for the class this coming Tuesday. And again, we're going to return to Long Expected Party. I start Tuesday's class with the first paragraph of chapter 1 again. Oh no, we didn't talk about it last time. We skipped paragraph 1, so we got to go back. Anyway, cool. Oh yeah, Natasha, I wonder if you can get the map deed from these maps. The maps upstairs. Yeah, I don't know. Cool. All right. Well, I should take off. I just realized as I was kind of sitting down with Gryfflet, and Gryfflet again has been gone for 3 weeks. So I was like, what's Gryfflet even doing? I don't even remember. And, of course he's going back to the Foundations of Stone. That's what, after the Mazog thing, we got sent back. And, so I need to do that, but I was realizing that there's some of his class quests that he hasn't done. So maybe we'll look into the, cause you know, he's always looking to up his burglariousness quotient. So maybe we'll do that. But anyway, thanks everybody for coming and, sharing this moment with me as I explore the new Scholars Hall here for the first time. Looking forward to seeing you guys again on Tuesday night and continuing the Lord of the Rings class. Cool. All right. So we're gonna head out. See you guys later. We gotta get back to adventuring. Much of standing around in here makes me want to start talking about the Lord of the Rings. And long expected party. See, here's the residential area, right? Like the deceptively Bree-ish region, but you can just see that, you know, Gondorian banner in the background there, which, you know, shows you that all is not normal in this apparent little Bree house. Very cool. Okay. Excellent. Yes. You guys didn't think I'd be getting out that quickly. You expected me to spend the entire time. I only spent half my time in the lecture hall, right? I know. Surprisingly disciplined, isn't it? Let's see now. Where am I going? I think, don't I have a Bree-based quest? Let me refresh my memories here. So I'm supposed to talk to another hobbit, in Buckland, right? Okay, Sterling Proudfoot. So the truest course is awareness, right? I gotta go back to my burglar training, which I missed. I'm like 8 levels overdue for it. I've been told to speak with Sterling Proudfoot, a skilled burglar who likely has much to share about your chosen career. Okay, that's good. Always good to have a little bit of, professional development. You are a light shadow flitting against the moon, only seen when you wish to be. A soft breeze on the night air, soon past. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. I'll head over to Buckland. This townsperson was, it's funny how he goes around saying, like, yeah, are you one of them raggedy folk from the South? Or, he was like, something was going on up here. And of course it was really funny seeing him walking around doing that when there were like 100 people in the alleyway there in the courtyard on Tuesday. Okay. All right. See guys, you don't give me credit. Like discipline is my middle name. Punctuality. I have 2 middle names, punctuality and discipline. That's really what I'm all about. So let's head over to Buckland. Okay. You could arrange for swift travel to Buckland, but I know you can't do that. All right. So, questions? Wobbin asks, why did I make a hobbit burglar? In honor of Bilbo. Okay. Well, there are 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is, I'd never made a burglar and I really wanted to play a burglar. And of course, if I was going to be a burglar, I wanted to be a hobbit burglar. The real reason that I made a burglar is because I wanted the excuse to use the word burglarious more often, which has been a big success. I've used it so much more often since I started a burglar, and it's been great. But yeah, no, it was chiefly, it just seemed the fitting thing to do in honor of Bilbo. I do have one other hobbit, though. Actually, I didn't make it. It was my son who made it, Tolmanson, the hobbit minstrel that I play with my son on the Signum Twitch channel. I do a stream with my 8-year-old son who's playing a Hobbit Guardian now. Yes, his fandom crossover character named Charmandy, so I use Tolmanson, which is the old character I originally made for him on my account, in which he's abandoned now to start his own account, and so I played Tolmanson just to follow Charmandy around and heal him all the time. But apart from that, I don't have any hobbits among my among my other alts. So I wanted to do a burglar and I wanted to do a hobbit, and it just seemed a no-brainer because because of Bilbo and opportunity to say burglarious all the time. It was pretty much a slam dunk. Yeah. So that's and also I mean, because there was a lot I hadn't done in the Shire because I'd never started a hobbit before. And I really wanted to do all the Hobbit quests and stuff at the beginning. I didn't quite get to do, because I was streaming Gryfflet all the time, I didn't quite get to do the full completionist thing with Gryfflet in the Shire, which means, of course, if you know me, it means undoubtedly I will someday start another Hobbit character, just so that I can do all the stuff in the Shire and complete all the deeds and everything. So anyway, yeah. yeah. See, yes, Nitesh, the poor tree. I know. That was really one of Gryfflet's saddest moments. It really was. Okay. All right, we're almost there. I see the Brandywine Bridge. There's Hob Hayward. Okay, where's the... All right, still down this way. Okay, dismount. All right, and we will carry on looking for Sterling Proudfoot. One wonders why we are looking for a professional burglar trainer in Buckland. Though I suppose if he's going to be anywhere, Buckland would be one of the places he'd be likeliest to be, I suppose. The other question is, why is a Proudfoot here in Buckland? Infiltrating or something? I thought the burglar trainer was going to be like in the bushes over here. That would be kind of cool. It'd be like, shh, hey buddy, I'm over here in the bushes. No. There is Sterling Proudfoot. Okay, so you're the one who runs the professional workshops here. Okay. Not many burglars reach our level of skill. It's so true. Yeah. If you ask me, it's a good thing. Less competition for the best treasure. Okay. Certainly that guy, Bingo Boffin's friend, is not much competition for the best treasure. Okay, don't take this the wrong way, but I can't help but notice that you're not exactly outfitted with the type of equipment that befits your reputation as a skilled burglar. Well, I hope you're not referring to my cosmetic outfit, which is immaculate, I will have you know, Mr. Proudfoot, but probably that's not what you're talking about. You mean no offense, of course. In fact, I'd be willing to help fashion you a few articles that will do a better job of it. Better job of what? Of befitting my reputation? I'm searching for the antecedent of your pronoun, Mr. Proudfoot, and I'm not finding it. Maybe you have hidden it stealthily, and even in a burglarious fashion. That would be a cunning twist. But anyway, okay, it won't be easy, but then again, when has anything worthwhile ever been easy? Am I right? Of course I'm right. Just let me know when you're ready to begin, and I'll tell you what you're going to need if I'm going to make you some equipment worthy of a first-class burglar. Okay. Make me some equipment worthy of... Let me guess. I'm going to need, like, eyeballs from worms in Angmar and all that kind of thing, probably, right? Just a guess. Okay, I'm in need of some equipment that says, look at me, I'm a burglar. Right. You know, really? You think? Look at me, I'm a burglar? That's what I should go for, right? Should I just get a placard to wear around my neck? Like, burglar, maybe on my forehead, right? I'm not sure if that's really the move there, Sterling. Exactly. Yeah. Come to think of it, that might be a little counterproductive in our line of work. Yeah. See, now you're tracking with me. You deserve some nice equipment. I'm going to make you some. You'll have to fetch the components I'll need, but that should be no problem for a skilled burglar such as yourself, right? The lineage of an item holds great power, so keep that in mind as I set before you a series of difficult tasks. In the Misty Mountains, snarling snow beasts roam. Okay, right. Gather fur from snow beasts, and then there's the fur of a great white bear in the land of the giants in the Misty Mountains. Wait, both of those are in the same place? You don't want me to go like to the Misty Mountains and to Foracal or something? Like, shouldn't you send me to far-flung corners of the world? Have you consulted the, sending people on random class deeds guild? Okay, if you're at all like me, you'll be wanting a weapon that's just right for those who have chosen to follow that nobles to professions by becoming burglars. Gosh, this quest seems a little obsolete now, doesn't it? With the whole legendary item system, which I suppose your quest probably predates, right? In fact, since this is quest level 50, I'm thinking this used to be a level cap thing, right? So this was, back in the old day, because it wasn't 50 level cap originally with the Shadows of Angmar original game. That's what I seem to remember. Not that I played it then, but what I remember hearing anyway. Okay, so what do you want me to get? Brimstone Leech Fangs. See, I knew you were going to send me to Angmar. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Druids was just warning me about that. And Narglup's Split Claw. The claw of the warg Narglup, who can also be found in Angmar. Right. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. But I'll get a trait point. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Can't undervalue the trade points. Okay, well, you know what? I think I'm not going to go treasure hunting to the Misty Mountains and to Angmar today. I might do that off stream, and off stream I will be, Gryfflet will scrupulously be hunting high and low through all those places for that, and will totally not acquire them at a skirmish camp. But anyway, so let's not worry about this for right now. But thanks, Sterling. We'll get back to you probably next time with those materials, which sounds great. It really does. In the meantime, have got this other burglar thing, right, which is closer to my level 58, which is down in the Foundations of Stone. So I think it's time to head straight to Moria now. Time to go back to the Long Dark. Been a while. It's time to go back. Yep, 21st Hall. Let's hit it. Okay, yeah, Cable Knit, I agree. Nargulp is a pretty fun name to say. It's like Nargle, right? Like the Nargles, Luna Lovegood's Nargles, but with a gulp added at the end. I mean, that's what's not fun about that, right? Okay, all right. So let's go back over to my good friend Toph and see if we should be able to just go straight. There we are. Yeah, Shadowed Refuge. That's what we want. Okay. You guys are thinking I'm going to need help, huh? Yeah. Well, it's true. Kiriana's probably getting rusty, right? Druid's Fire, I mean, I've been doing all of these Pacific things lately. I've just been wandering around Lorien. I haven't fought anything more fierce than a disgruntled piglet in months. Okay, excuse me. What do you have a class-related quest for burglars? Maybe up here in this mess of people. Let's see. I'm looking for what's his name. Kelafa. Do I have a thing to turn into you? What is this? Won't be so long before something other decides to fiddle with it again. Oh, a mirror? Is this a mirror quest? Oh, yeah. A bit brighter down here. Sure. Yeah. Hey, oh, no problem. I totally remember. orienting that mirror. Okay, so let's see. We've got Tiki and Wayorn. No. I'm looking for Kelofa. Yeah. Oh, they're in with the elves, huh? Okay. We'll just go in there then. Well, I'm glad I came down here, though. 16,000 free XP, right? For handing in the quest I'd already done, though I don't remember doing it. Okay. Let's go talk to... So, we were sent in here to talk to the elves by Celeborn, as I recall. Hi, Cariana. Good to see you. I was sent in to talk by Celeborn. Oh, there's Kalafa, not a dwarf after all, right? Let's pretend I didn't think that she was a male dwarf. I won't tell her that. Hi there. Yeah. You're looking inconspicuous over here.
Can't you leave me to my misery?
Can I leave you to your misery? You're a miserable... Are you a burglar because you're miserable, or are you miserable because you're a burglar? Hi, how in the world did you find me here? I intended to sneak in undetected. That's why you were standing right under the torch? Come on, lady. How much training can you give me? But it seems that rumor has preceded me, and here I find a companion. It's true, rumor did precede you in the sense that there was a quest ring floating over your head, so that was kind of a giveaway too. I do so love riddles, don't you? Oh, yes, I do. I can tell you do, for you have the look of a fellow burglar. Stand up straight. Now, notice... sorry, I've forgotten your name. The person who's asking me about why I was a burglar and everything. You'll notice how notice how it's like written into the game. It's assuming that like if you're a burglar, you like riddles, right? And that's again that's just straight up a Bilbo thing, right? But anyway, okay. Stand up straight and let me see you clearly. Is that a short joke, lady? Right? Maybe I will tell you that I thought you were a male dwarf. Ah, yes, you look agile and have a clever face. I think you know what I mean. Oh, shucks. Now you're just trying to flatter me. I've got a clever face and a pot belly because I'm a little hobbit burglar. Come on to speak more about riddles and maybe we can learn something from one another. Okay.
I'm sorry to trouble you, but will you help me?
Yeah, I'll help. You don't have to sound kind of pitiful about it. Boy, they really gave the whiny voice to the burglar trainer. You'd think she'd be a little more hard-bitten than she sounds there, but that's fine. Turn up my volume a little bit. Okay, you're glad I'm here. I am too. Well met indeed, for I'm Kelafa, mistress of riddles. How I love riddling. I can see by the twinkle in your eye that you know just how I feel on this matter. I shall be happy to trade some riddleish skill. Now that's an interesting adjective. Riddleish. Riddleish. Don't we already have an adjective that means that? I think the adjective that I'm thinking of is riddling. But, yeah. But of course, in this context, it would sound different. Okay, riddleish. I'm with you. I'd be happy to trade some riddleish skill with you, but first I have a more mundane task. Oh, do you? Don't make me collect mushrooms or something. Complete it and the riddling will begin. There's a nasty orc, Bidroy. Bidroy? Bidroy. 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 Sorry, okay. Down in the eastern depths. He doesn't like riddles, that one. I have seemed to have upset him when I told him a terribly befuddling one, and he was so confused that he fell right down a set of stairs into a great hole. I see. That's like how you know someone is not enjoying riddles when they fall down, and when it makes them fall down a set of stairs into a great hole, and had to shout and roar for his fellows to come and free him. He's not very happy now, and is rather a threat to the good people here, I'm afraid. Deal with him and return to me. Okay, so the first step in your riddling quest is to find the orc that hates riddles and kill him, right? Okay, so like enjoy riddles or die. Got it. Okay. A bag of tricks. No problem. What deed was bestowed? Oh. Quest of the Foundations of Stone. Was that my first quest I completed down here? It was? Seriously? I guess the epics didn't count, and that's all I did. Because discipline. Super disciplined. Okay, let's see. Hang on, I got a little bit of... I'm going to save it. Yep, going to save it. All right, Kilafa, I'm going to go find this... where is he? To the shadowed cave? Is he in the shadowed cave? Is that the hole he fell down in? Defeat Bidroy. Really? Where is he? Huh. Do we get hints about where he is? Can be found on the bottom floor of the second hall. Oh, I see. He wasn't here when he... I was assuming he was in the Foundation of Stone, and he's not. Okay, he's in the second hall. All right, that's very helpful. All right. Kilafa looks forward to sharing some new skills as an advanced burglar, but has first tasked you with a simple deed to execute everyone who doesn't like riddles. So, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to... Kilafa going to talk to these other elves first to make sure that I can't combine errands. I assume they're going to send me off in the opposite direction, but just in case, thought I'd check with them. Hi, Linglamel. Good to see you again. What Gorothul left behind. Right, so my understanding here is that right, so we captured Mazog. Everybody voted to axe him and not take him captive, but Broen insisted on capturing him because we're gonna ransom Bori. We're gonna ransom Bori. I was at Bori and his dad messed up. We're gonna ransom Bori with Mazog. And while we were fighting with Mazog, he was making lots of ominous claims, not just about like I love that. One of my favorite dialogues, "Stop dying," when he says to the orcs that come in. Anyway, point is so he was saying ominous things about Gorothul, right? That Gorothul had stirred things up that like they the dwarves would never be able to rest here because the evil things, the nameless things deep in the earth had been stirred up. So not just the Balrog. Apparently there are other minor things hanging out down there that have been stirred up and unleashed on the inhabitants of Moria. And so we were supposed to... Celeborn, a little freaked out by that, not approving of the whole let's keep Mazog captive thing, and a little concerned about the threats of sinister things coming up, because Celeborn is like the whole, once burned, twice shy thing with like ancient evil creatures hiding beneath Moria and coming up to wreak havoc on stuff. If you've seen that once, you've seen it 100 times, right? So he doesn't want a piece of that again. So we're supposed to investigate. It's all coming back to me now. More to his interest than we have uncovered. Okay, it's good to see me. Good to see you again, Lunglamo. Thanks for that. I share the concerns of Isuria, or Isuria was specifically the one who sent us on this quest. There is more to Gorothul's interest in Moria than we have so far uncovered. Great terrors dwell in the deep places, this we know, for you have faced several of them. Nameless beasts that fear the light of the sun. Also named beasts that fear the light of the sun as well. But also servants of the great spirit that reigned in Moria and ended the dwarf kingdom. The Balrog of Moria is now defeated, but at the cost of Mithrandir's life and the vast extent of his power, of Mithrandir's power. I'm assuming that means. Okay, so these were the Balrog's underlings then. Okay. All right, that's interesting. So, but notice that's an interesting thing, right? It's not clear. It's not clear from the book what exactly came of the Balrog, right? I mean, we know that the dwarves of Moria dug too greedily and too deep and woke the nameless fear, is what's said about it, right? So they woke it up, implying it was asleep, right? But it wasn't imprisoned or anything. It fled there, right? It flew from Thangarodrim, as it says, which doesn't mean it has wings, right? Lots of people fly. Gandalf tells the Fellowship to fly, you fools, and they don't have wings. Anyhow, so he flew from Thangarodrim, right? He ran away from Thangarodrim at the fall of Morgoth at the end of the first stage, and he went into hiding. So if he was asleep, he was just himself voluntarily taking a nap, right? He was concealed. This, therefore, the Lotro folks are asking us to imagine that he had actually set up like a little mini fiefdom, presumably earlier, maybe after, right? He had quite a bit of time between when he was woken up and when Gandalf came and put him back to sleep again, right? So maybe it's in that time that he found the other nameless beasts, or perhaps some that are less nameless, and that's when these formed this like band of evil nameless creatures. Okay. So hang on, I didn't finish reading. But the servants of the shadow and the flame were defeated, not by the power were defeated. Okay, yeah. Were defeated not by the power of Mithrandir, but by your courage and that of your allies. That's right. Take no offense, but your abilities do not begin to approach that of the wizard. Hey, look, how can I be offended in saying I'm not as awesome as Gandalf, right? You are less awesome than Gandalf is not exactly an insult. I fear that your defeat of the servants of Durin's Bane may not have the permanence afforded by their master's defeat. Okay. Well, right. But, it kind of sort of seems like once something's defeated, it's defeated, right? But I guess we disprove that in res circles constantly, so never mind. All right, Langlama, what am I meant to do? Oh, I still have to talk to the other guy. I totally expected a follow-up quest there. Hey, Forglin, you make any sense of that map yet? What map is it? Hey, I haven't been down here since I increased my graphics and got my new computer. So hang on, Langlama. I gotta look at your map. Can I look at your map? What are you looking at here? Oh, right. Of course, yeah, it's Moria. Okay, right. So you're like, we're here, the door is here, and there's this chasm in the way. There used to be a bridge over it until somebody wrecked it. Now what do we do? Right, okay. I'm with you, Forglin. Okay.
Your words confirm what I have been hearing.
Right, yeah. Gorthul set something in motion before he left for Dol Guldur with the captive dwarves and the mithril axe of the Iron Garrison. Okay, so there were these other creatures, right? The Balrog's buddies. So you had the Balrog, but the thing is that the Balrog had peeps, right? So we had the peeps of the Balrog, but it's not just that the Balrog peeps exist and are still hanging around. Those of them, anyway, which I haven't temporarily defeated. But Gorthul, the sorcerer, has now done something particular to stir them up. Okay, did he work some evil to allow the servants of Shadow and Flame to recover their strength and return to places once thought free of their danger? That sounds like a leading question, Forglin. I don't know. That's it. And I'm going to just talk to Broen again? I felt sure you guys would send me on a quest somewhere. Oh, man. Okay. Broen is not on the way to the second hall, I got to tell you. Okay. All right. So, let's see. Hi, Kiriana. Yeah, it turns out false alarm. We don't have anything to do in the Foundations of Stone other than talk to people and get quests that'll send us elsewhere, apparently. So, we're gonna head back. We're gonna head from here.
Greetings, friend. Are you lost?
Well, not lost exactly. Just trying to figure out the best way to go. So, I'll go to Nud Melek. There isn't really a stable master here. I mean, there's the first hall, but that's pretty far from the second hall. I won't do that much good. Yeah, there he is in the middle of Nud Melek there. And who's the other guy? Oh, right, yeah, that's where the what Gorthul? Oh, yeah, the other one is Rowan, of course. Peaceful Path up here. Okay. Tell you what, I'm gonna, to stop confusing myself, gonna deactivate these things. Sterling Proudfoot, I'll totally get that, but not just now. Okay. So, let's see, where to? Let's just go to the first hall. There's no easy way to get to the second hall, really. If I go to the 21st hall, I have to go and jump off the cliff and then go down all 100 flights of stairs. Okay. Oh. That's a really good idea. Sorry, I just saw whose suggestion was it? Deathman's suggestion that I take the slow goat and jump off in the second hall. I think I'll do that. Because then I can also talk about other things. So give me lore questions. That's an excellent idea. Okay, lore questions. While I'm riding the slow goat, I can talk about lore questions. Oh, one quick question. So by the way, in the Exploring the Lord of the Rings class, we have a discussion board set up for people who can't watch the thing synchronously. Because I know, and Jesse, I think you were here earlier talking about how, of course, lamentably, the Exploring the Lord of the Rings class is at like 3:30 in the morning for you. I know 9:30 p.m. Eastern time is a horrible, horrible time for people who live in Europe. I apologize to the entire European continent. I've done this many times before. It's just about my own family schedule, basically. It's kind of what I'm sort of stuck with. So, but anyway, I know that you can't make it then live. So I record the things and post it in a couple different places. An audio recording of the class gets posted to the Tolkien Professor podcast feed, the old one. The video gets posted to YouTube. So if you go to the Signum University YouTube channel, you can see it there on YouTube. And we also have both audio and video, as well as a PDF of the slides that I use if you want to look at the passages without having to hunt through your own book for them. And those are all posted in a special course on iTunes U. So go to iTunes U and search for Exploring the Lord of the Rings, and you should find the course there. So that's all good. And anyway, so if you can't see it live, you still have a chance to see it after the fact. But then, of course, you're going to, one might very logically say, well, but hang on, I can't, like part of the fun of the class, which is one of the things that I always love most about them, is that you can participate live, right? I'm taking questions and talking to people and getting people's observations about the text as we're having the live discussion. So, of course, obviously, I know that the people who can only, participate in it asynchronously don't have nearly as much of an opportunity to do that. So we created a special discussion board for the people who are participating asynchronously. So if you go to, I believe Maven will correct me if I'm wrong, it's lotro.mythgard.org. Pretty simple, comparatively easy to remember. Time to dismount. And then you can get to our discussion forum, and there you can post questions. There's a sub forum called Questions for Narnian, which are basically any sort of questions or observations that you have about the passage of text the passages of text that we're talking about that week. And then I'll try to either incorporate it in the next session. Maybe I'll come back and answer it here during the Gryfflet stream. Maybe I'll write a response, in a post. On the discussion board. There's lots of different possibilities there. But that was a segue because I was going to say that one simple question I got, Dime, asked, which I wanted to. Hey, it's Bidroy. Good to see you. I hear you don't like riddles. Yeah. I hear you don't like riddles, you buzz-killing jerk. Oh, yeah. Oh, take that, too. No good, that is. Oh, it's completely hopeless. Boy, you can barely even damage me. It's embarrassing. Oh, okay. Okay, Bidroy. Let's see. Oh, now I gotta return. Of course I do. Oh, hey, Cariana. Yeah, see, no problem. I had it totally under control. Now I can go back to the 21st Hall. Okay. Anyway, all right. So the point that I was coming to was Dime's question. She had a very simple question, enormously long preamble for a very, very simple lore question. And her question, which I'm going to answer in the repetition of it, is how do you pronounce Archit? And that's my answer. That is her question.
Time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Can I get the... How about... Jazargund? Thank you. The question basically is it Archit or is it Arket? You know, is the CH hard, which of course it is sometimes. I have always pronounced it Archit because of the Chetwood, which is, I think, pretty clearly the Chetwood and not the Ketwood. And I suspect that Archit is phonologically connected with a wood that's near. So since whether it's right or wrong, but I believe it's right, I've always said Chetwood. I've always said Archit as well. So that's my answer, Dime, to the question that you posted on that discussion board. Good. All right. So, let's see. Good. All right, so I'm just looking in through and seeing if there's any other questions right there. All right, Rangi, can I get I need a slow goat. Hey, will you take me the right direction if I ask you to take me to Xerox Zigil? I suspect you will, yeah. Yeah, nice. Okay. Man. I still can't get over the ultra-high graphics. My nice new computer. I mean, just... look at the fur on the hindquarters of that goat. But sorry, no, seriously, I was looking at the stone, and I love the detailed texture work on the stone that I've never really been able to see before. Dismount. Remount. Okay. Okay, gotta go find Broen. Vainly attempt to convince him again that this Mazog thing is a bad idea. Okay. Alright. Tony as a lurker. Tony, I knew I could count on you. Okay. Let's see. Was Wormtongue's power and influence over Theoden just the words he was saying to him, or was there actual magic involved? And if there was magic involved, was it Saruman's or Wormtongue's own? That's a great question. You're always full of good questions, Tony. Okay. Hang on, I'm going to talk to Broen first, so I don't end up interrupting myself.
I had hoped to see you again on the shores of Anduin, but it was not yet to be.
Not yet to be, huh? The elves of Gwathrendath are right. Gorothul seems to have set some plan into motion here in Khazad-dûm. After you returned to Lothlorien to speak with Celeborn, Orvar went back into the depths of Buzun-Kar. But did he ever come back, though? That place is impossible to get out of. He said he had a feeling, some idea that things were not quite right. The wilting rot was already beginning to retreat. Well, that's good. I mean, I solved the wilting rot problem. though I just had it hinted to me that my solution was impermanent. Right, but he still felt some vile presence, and below the ledge where you handily defeated Growlun the Kyrog, Orvar discovered a dreadful ward covered in unspeakable runes. Oh dear. Well, I wouldn't try to speak them then. He sensed it calling into the depths, and smote it with his axe until it was destroyed. I believe Gorathol left this relic in Buzunghar in order to draw Growlun the Kyrog to it. Growlun did not find that place accidentally. He was drawn there. Okay, so we have an actual mechanism, right? So he set up, like, nameless thing beacons with unspeakable runes. I guess, how do you call a nameless thing with an unspeakable rune? Makes perfect sense, right? So that's very cunning. All right, very good. Okay, all right, let's finish now. Thanks, Broen. Oh dear. Okay.
Gurathul may have left other relics of evil throughout Moria.
He might have. There's an outside chance. Now that Orvar has destroyed the hidden relic Gorathul left in Buzunghar, that cave should be free of danger. We need not fear that Growlun or others of his kind will return to that place. But Gorathul may have left other relics of evil throughout Moria. Indeed, I think it likely, and recent reports from our scouts indicate one such location, the Mirror Halls of Lumil Nar. Merivale have corrupted the mirrors of Lumil Nar that once fed light from the outside into the deep reaches of Khazad-dûm. The light no longer shines. A number of explorers ventured to Lumil Nar to investigate. Few returned, reporting that the Merivale of that place have been given great courage. Their defiance is strong. What else have they been given, I wonder? A relic of Gorathul's? The entrance to Lumil Nar is on the side of Zirak Zigil amid the snow. Find the relic inside, if it exists, and destroy it. Bring 1 or 2 allies with you. We'll be fine. I'll do the solo version because, hey, it's simpler. All right, so, excellent. That's, oh, yeah. Shall you have a scout lead me? Well, that's awful handy, Broen. Appreciate that. I'm almost out of time, though, so I'm going to run back to Kelafa is what I'm going to do. So, Broen, I'll be back. We'll do the Mirror Hall next time. I'm sorry, I rolled my eyes when the Mirror Hall came up because when Wiggin did this, I was so mad. No, wait, Wiggin. Yeah, no, Wiggin did this. When it was Wiggin. When Wiggin did this, I was so ticked off because I did the whole Mirror Hall and I got there and I got stuck in a couple places, but I finally got everything worked out. And I got down to the very bottom and I had all the mirrors oriented properly and everything was shining right where it was supposed to go, and it didn't work. It just, like, the door didn't open. It bugged. And I had to go out and I had to quit out of it and do the whole thing again, and I was so mad. That was like one of the I think that was as furious as I've ever been at this game. It was that day. Okay, but Gryfflet's going to do a great job. Okay, let's go back to the inconspicuous, the miserable burglar, right? Yeah, we'll go back to the very sad burglar. And Tony, I've totally not answered your worm tongue question, and actually it looks like I'm running out of time for it. Tony, don't let me forget the worm tongue question, because that's a really good question. I want to talk about that. Yeah, hey, wait, no, she's right back there. Stop the goat. Yeah, I want to answer the worm tongue question, because it's an interesting question, because it really opens up the question is like, did he do it just by words or by magic, right? Which really kind of begs the bigger question. Well, what's the difference, right? What is magic exactly, and how does magic work in Tolkien's world, right? Anyway, we'll get there.
It's a sorry day.
Okay. Yeah, I offed the...
Might I take a moment
right.
of your time?
Okay. Sure, yeah. Let's have me go out and dig up some old dwarf-style riddles, or at least riddles that dwarves wrote down. Oh, wait, so there's a difference between riddles that dwarves wrote down and dwarf-style riddles. Okay. They needn't be dwarvish in origin, but since Moria has such a great store of everything imaginable just waiting to be uncovered, one would think that some excellent riddles can be unearthed here. Sure. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, riddles. Wait, you never lost that train of thought. There are some old shelves in the western deeps, but you will find nasty orcs too. Try searching the shelves for any good riddles and bring one back to me. The western deeps. Okay. And about those orcs, they might hear you if you make too much noise rustling and rummaging about those shelves. I'll keep my eye open. All right. Okay, find a scroll of riddle in the western deeps. Is it down here? Where are the western deeps? We wonders. Yes, we wonders. Huh. Oh. In Zelamelech. Okay. Right. Fair enough. Sure. Okay. Yeah. In the middle of the maze of Zelamelech. No problem. Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, Kilaf, I look forward to that. Absolutely. We'll get right on that. Maybe we'll do the mirrors first, but we'll totally get right on that. Okay, so Tony, like I said, I'll do I'll do the worm tongue question next time. But I know I'm not even going to try to start it because I know I'm gonna have to go around go a bit of a ways around before I get to where I'm going to want to go in answering that question. So we'll do that next time. Don't let me forget, Tony, to come back to that one. All right. Well, Gryfflet and I have to run as usual. It's time to go pick up kids. But thank you for joining me today. Don't forget, Tuesday night at 9:30, exploring the Lord of the Rings. Meet me in the new Scholars Hall in Bree, and we'll have our first official session there. It's going to be so great, and we're going to have our field trip that day. We're going to actually go to Winter Bluff for our field trip that day. So that's going to be, I'm really looking forward to that. So, and as I said before at the beginning, I'm going to be on the Crick Hollow server this week. I'm being hosted by the wonderful people at the Second Breakfast Kin on Crick Hollow. The Second Breakfast folks invited me to give a lore talk on Crick Hollow. So Gryfflet is actually on Crick Hollow as well. Well, like a level 6 version of Gryfflet anyway. Because Gryfflet went to give his lore talk there a while back on my birthday, as I recall. Like my actual personal real-life birthday. So I gave a present to the Second Breakfast kinship on my birthday a year and a half ago. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining me, and I hope to see you guys on Tuesday night, and certainly if not, I'll see you guys next Friday for our next Gryfflet stream. Thanks very much, everybody. Bye now.